Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordam. We are back for some more Rogue Trader. We are in the Crone world, where we are doing the quest for Cassia. We actually just finished it. We have to talk to her in the ship. And we're gonna pick up a bunch of stuff here. Oh, it's from the guys that died. Okay, right from the start. Okay, so these bolters can all go for cargo. There are some unique looking weapons here. This can stay with me. What is this? Neuro Disruptor, 100% armor penetration, 30 to 46 damage. Doesn't seem bad. Does not seem bad. Okay. And then these can go into cargo. These can go into cargo as well. I guess I'll leave one out because they feel different, the icon. Reinforce armor. Conversion field. Whenever the wearer suffers a critical hit for the first time in a round, all damage from this hit is prevented. After that, a blinded negative effect is inflicted on all cards and 2 cell radius around the wearer until the end of the next turn. This sucks. Okay.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Dark shades roll inside the monolith, and at the edge of your consciousness you can pick up their moans of despair. Power, pain, damnation, eternity, the souls are mourning their own fate. Okay.
I won't
So yeah, we decided to side with Cassia and House Orcelio, and they are in favor of leaving this up.
Done.
This was a piece of an altar that an ancient Aldari used for some long-forgotten ritual. Storm players and flickering dancers.
I did fine.
According to the faded glyphs, the statue depicts an Aldari hero who created 100 worlds and twice as many stars. Right. A time-worn manuscript. There was a time when I believed that I would lead my house to prosperity. In truth, fortune and blessings have long since been passing us by, as if the Kronos Expanse itself is trying to oust the Orcelio children from its bounds. If nothing changes in the near future, all of us will wither like night flowers at dawn, or perhaps fate our ultimate fall. Upon my word, the Sea of Souls itself must favor me. During the last jump, I saw into the eye of a vicious storm. Within it, amid the ruins of Azino's world, was a treasure, mighty and dangerous, not unlike our own power. And I found a way to reach it. I drive away the memory of our journey and the costs our house suffered. The ritual alone was no matter. The goal will be worth the price, and due effort is all that is needed of us. By the grace of the Emperor, we made it through that terrible tempest. However, the Aldari ruins appear to have dampened the crew's spirits. Those pitiful commoners talk too much. Tensions in the camp are rising. I should cut out the tongues of those who witnessed the first experiments. This information cannot be allowed to reach a ship. No, not just them. I shall have the Satala clan dock the tongue of every lowborn. Okay, yeah, so this previous Orcello lady was not a nice person.
New challenge for me?
In any case, I've explored all of this. Yes, I have. So we're gonna leave, and we're gonna go back to our main quest, which is the Eufrates II War Council. Before that, though, let's just finish off Cassia's quest, because we have to talk to her in the bridge. And after that, we're going. And I think I've completed the quest for every single companion, right? I think... I don't remember if Pascal got the quest right now. I know that Jay is done. I think Heinrichs is done, Idira is done, Yirlit is done, Marazai is done, Abelard is done, Cassia is done. But I feel like Ulfar, Argenta, and Pascal are still missing. Argenta for sure, she hasn't given us a quest yet. Neither did Ulfar.
Allow me to thank the von Valancius dynasty for the help it graciously extended to House Orcelio. And to thank you personally. The fundamental life lessons I learned during our journeys together have allowed me to become who I was destined to be.
So now you are the full-fledged novator of House Orcelio. Sure.
You of all people should know that succession is a lengthy and tiresome process. While my entire house is busy preparing for a grand council at which I am to ceremonially inherit the late Tissiphane's title, I have decided to remain by your side.
Nice.
To relish just a little more of this carefree liberty. For as soon as I am summoned to do my duty, we must say our farewells.
What awaits the navigators of your house now?
Traitors within the house will not simply accept the decision to keep the Atlas. Especially now that the truth about its creation can no longer be suppressed. After all, every Orselio navigator has a connection to me, and I am connected to them. And yet, I will not give up trying to unite my house. As strife weakens us from within, members of other Navis Nobilitae dynasties may be tempted to tear us to pieces. But I will not allow them to do that.
So I feel like the outcome of our quest is probably not the best one. And I think it all ties to the decision we took a long time ago to not suppress her powers with some kind of item. I forget right now which one it was. Because I feel like the best outcome possible would be to destroy the Atlas while still favoring House Orselio, if that's even possible. I guess in the future playthrough I'm gonna try and do this differently. Crossing the warp storm still has changed you somehow.
Do you find that it has? Even navigators find the terrors of the Sea of Souls difficult to handle. What I beheld in the twisting warp is hard to describe in words. Every journey changes us, little by little. Sometimes it leaves a mark on our appearance, and sometimes it changes our souls. Nevertheless, there is no need to shroud yourself further in the dim hues of twilight, Rogue Trader. I am still myself.
Don't you think the Renegades are going to make another attempt to destroy you and the Atlas?
Well, they have been unsuccessful so far, and an enormous part of the credit for that lies with you. Worry not, Rogue Trader. My house will trouble you no more. For now, I'm able to maintain the blue-gray haze of a fragile truce within my dynasty. As to what happens next, time will tell. Of course, I will try to answer and I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Okay, so her quest is completed, the price for power. And we're only left with the siege. I'm finding this strange. Does Argenta really not want anything?
Lord Captain,
Oh.
your presence is welcome. And I wish to apologize for my prior coldness. After our first meeting, I was concerned that you would turn out to be another faithless offshoot of the von Valancius dynasty, like the traitor Conrad. But now I see before me a worthy leader and servant of the Imperium. I am glad to accompany you in your endeavors.
Already tell me more about yourself now. I feel like I should have done this dialogue a long time ago.
If such is the rogue trader's wish, although there isn't much I can tell, I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to know?
Where do you hail from?
Now that I can tell you, I come from everywhere and nowhere. I am the child of officers of the Imperial Guard. I was born in the hold of a warship. Grew up following my parents' deployments from one planet to another, and lost my family in the flames of a righteous war. My memory is like wafts of smoke over a still battlefield. The gray of a ship's plating. The strict cadence of life in military camps. My mother's uniform. I loved looking at it. Then, that battle. The rumbling, the shouting, and the soot. The screams of soldiers burning alive. And the gold of the regiment's aquila. Untouched by soot or blood. The last unsullied piece of a world that was going mad. That was my last memory of my mother, and of my former life, before the Progenium and the novitiate, before my trials, before the vows.
That golden shard you carry with you.
My own relic. It's the regiment's Aquila, or rather, the fragment that survived the attack, the explosions, and the fire. For me, it's a reminder that purity and radiance can be preserved, even in the heart of darkness.
So how did you become one of the Adeptus Sororitas?
Become. It's such a strange word for it. It seems right, but is that how one talks about their destiny? If you're asking about the path itself, that's easy enough to answer. First, like many other orphans, I endured the Progenium. Those years were rough, but I remember the hardship fondly. Few things can compare with the feeling of satisfaction from a past trial, even if it leaves your body aching from exhaustion, or your soul wincing in pain. I was one of the best among my peers, and I was selected for the novitiate in the ranks of the Adeptus Sororitas. When the hour came, I passed the trials and took my vows. The most joyous day of my life. The Emperor's light has always been with me, but to accept it with all your heart, to utter the oaths, that is a rapture like no other.
Have you ever wished for a different lot in life?
Have I ever? But that would be shameful weakness, almost heresy. Of course not. I was born for this. I live by the Emperor's will, and in his light, I myself am the light. I must be the light. For myself, and for those who ask for my protection. I was chosen to serve. But beyond that, I won't deny it. Few things elate me as much as the thought that the heretic felled by my shot will never again orphan a child.
Thank you for your candor.
It is my pleasure to be candid.
I would like to discuss Salus Prime and the relic that you want to find.
Of course. My mission is all I can think about.
Oh, so I should have a quest for this. Remind me, what is our mission?
To find the way to the planet called Salus Prime. Saint Argenta is my patroness, and that is where her fallen ship is. And it must also be the resting place of her great relic, the One Star.
Salus Prime, okay. Tell me about Saint Argenta, whose relic you're searching for.
Gladly. Listen. Long ago, there was a blessed world. Thousands of stars covered the sky there, so bright that its denizens hardly knew the darkness of night. Thousands of rivers nurtured the soil. Thousands of gardens bloomed every spring, and at every moment, thousands of prayers were flying into the clear air, thanking and praising the Emperor. But one day, the people learned the meaning of darkness. Like a storm, accursed heretics who had sold themselves to the archenemy descended upon the planet. Shells flew from the sky that desolated whole cities and burned the gardens and filled the riverbeds with the blood of the faithful. Smoke and soot swallowed the skies and the 1,000 stars that had once shone over the world. Among the handful of survivors was one orphan who had watched all her family die, and the garden she'd grown up in burned to ash. But in her heart, she knew the absolute truth. Just these 3 words. The Emperor protects. And knowing that, she never looked away from the black, terrifying, smoke-covered sky. There were no more bright stars to be seen, except for one. The One Star. The bright star. The silver star shone in the sky. And when the orphan smiled at it, the one star fell right into her hands. All the faithful in every corner of the continent who saw the trail of the falling star recognized it as an omen and went looking for the place where it landed. And they rallied together. And with the light of the one star, they found their salvation.
The girl from the store that was Saint Argenta?
Yes, that was the beginning of her hagiography. It is known that she lived on a world where heretics staged a terrible insurrection. They wiped out all life on the planet, except those whom Saint Argenta managed to save with the one star, and with the strength of her faith. After that, she traveled between worlds, gripped by turmoil on her ship marked with a silver star, and brought hope to the faithful. Numerous accounts confirm this. Her coming helped people turn the tide of the war and wipe away corruption before the Imperium's main forces even arrived. Millions of people owed their lives to her, but the heretics, having realized their imminent defeat, sent the remnants of their forces after the ship with the Silver Star. It fell from the skies onto an obscure world. There are no definitive records of how old Argenta was at the time. In some chronicles, she's even called the Child Saint, but their credibility is questionable. Either way, she didn't live long, but she left a bright trail in her wake, like a falling star.
So what is this one star?
If I only knew. Neither the hagiography nor the legends give a straight answer. Classical iconographers believed that the star turned into a banner woven from silver thread, which, when brought onto the battlefield, would shed light that blinded only heretics, but did no harm to the faithful. Most of them portrayed Saint Argenta as a girl carrying this banner. Others think that upon falling from the sky, the one star became a holy chainsword, which Argenta later used to strike down monsters and enemies of the Imperium. In some of the earlier engravings, Argenta is depicted wearing power armor with a silver star on her chest. One theological theory suggests that this armor was, in fact, the relic. Some even think that the one star is actually the ship on which Argenta traveled. I feel that my undertaking will be fulfilled when I find the answer that has eluded the Ecclesiarchy for millennia. I pray we find the way to Salus Prime soon. The ruinous powers must be aligned against us. They stand in the way of faith.
Okay.
One day we will reach Salus Prime and stand before the gates of Saint Argenta's ship. I know it. I believe.
Okay, so thank you. So I guess we do have a quest, but we don't have a quest. What about you? I'm not gonna explore all of his dialogue right now.
Broke free the bold from captors grasping. Dark cities, feeble dungeons, eternally disgracing. Flows now this saga in the hall of glorious feasting, where all extol the wolf mighty and the yet fatter cunning. I hope you're not going to put off the feast. Our escape demands a grand celebration.
Okay, I guess we're actually already kind of done with his dialogue, so what are you planning to do with your newly acquired freedom?
The pack of Thorbold Ironhide is now laying siege
True.
to Euphrates II. Even if my pack is not with him, he may know where they are hunting. I must meet with Thorbold and ask after my brothers.
Yeah, but
Fenris,
not right now. I'm not gonna take you with me. I think he might be a cool character to play with, but at this point, at least in this playthrough, it's not gonna happen. I just want to stick with my team. What about Pascal?
The only scion
No. Okay, so I forgot the name. Saint something? No, Salus Prime, right? Salus Prime, come on. Salus Prime. Okay. Have I been there already? The name kind of feels familiar, but I'm not sure if I have been there. Oh wait, it's a planet, right? Not a system. Do I have some kind of rumor about Salus Prime? Dumped cargo, Angels of the Emperor, Burning Worlds with I think I've done this already. Okay. I was kind of checking my notes here to see if I had something about Salus Prime, but I don't. So I'm guessing it's either something that's gonna show up eventually, or I missed it. I don't know. Okay. In any case, our only quest right now is the siege, so let's go for that one. Why is this pathway kind of interrupted here? Feels strange. Okay, so if I want to go here, I would want to go... I can do like this. Okay, that works. Ah, come on. What do you want, man? It's just gonna be a crappy event, isn't it? The imposter. Okay. Let's do this right now, since we're kind of close by. Damage taken on Chauncey, which sucks. Okay. I am aching for some action. Oh! Phlogiston, I want that. Cool. An imposter has arrived on a planet claiming that he is the rogue trader. Is that it? Declare a hunt for the imposter? The insolent madman was caught and torn to pieces by the crowd. Why? Why do these events even exist? It feels like somebody was put in charge of this mechanic, and they were just like, ah, screw it, I'll do it like this and it's fine. It's not fine. It's crappy. You shouldn't do it like this. You should not do it like this. Oh my god, man. Come on. Foulstone is like in Furibundus, right? Trinitos. There. The game is lucky we're kind of close, because otherwise I would not do this. I feel like at least, at the very, very minimum, you should gain something for your colony, like security or complacency, or maybe get an item or a buff or something. This does nothing. Ah, maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. A fleet belonging to his aviator Calcazar has chased the remnants of the Drukhari raid to the Von Weiss's world and is presently obliterating it from orbit, battering the planet. We can defend the colony, we can let the Inquisition finish what they started, or help the Drukhari escape the planet. Defend the colony. The Acolytes are not willing to confront the Rogue Trader and leave the world alongside strong Drukhari. Wow. What was this? Oh. What? I had no idea about that. I mean, I know you can report bugs with Alt-B, but this button was not present since the the early access. But I guess if you still hover over that particular area, it still shows up. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The game does not want me to do this quest, my friends. I promise that I'm trying to go there as quickly as possible. But the game doesn't want me to.
It's about time. I'll purge you
Alright,
from existence.
let's speed this up. Let us speed this up.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's see if you blow up.
Anything else? But of course.
And also, at least they could kind of
Was that you?
change the random events so they are a little bit random instead of the same thing all over again.
Anything else?
But I guess that's
Will do.
too much to ask there. Okay.
But of course. Will do.
Heroic act already. Pass. I wanted to give Argento the turn. I guess I can still do it. Yeah, I can come over here.
Already done. Not a problem for me.
And this is why we have kick. For exactly this reason.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands.
Okay. Heroic act. I think I'll just do this. Or first buff. And then do this.
None will stand against me.
Okay, killed. Perils of the Warp, it's fine. Buff us up.
On it. Be gone.
You will just pass.
It's nothing.
I'll bring glory to my bloodline. One fewer target.
Okay. Oh, it's hurt again.
Was that you? Or what an unfortunate turn of fate.
At your beck and call. I will do like you took care of this one. At your beck and call. My place is at the fore.
We leveled up. Okay.
None shall stand in my
Something
way.
else I have to do before I go for Eufrates II. God damn it. I'm happy about the level up, but it's just like there's always something getting in my way. Let's go here. We failed that one. Huh? No, I had the... Okay, the game bugged out. I had a pathway already, but the game created another one that is red. Okay, I'll just pay the points and whatever. Alrighty. So I'm gonna repair my ship here because we took some damage, and I'm gonna go to the level ups as usual, my friends, and I will be right back with all the level ups done. And we are done with the level ups. So, main character. I gave him stacking the deck, and a lot of these choices were kind of more on the line of I don't really know what to pick next. So, just went for this. Whenever the Master Tactician spends tactical advantage stacks on abilities, the critical damage dealt by the Master Tactician increases by 1% for every stack spent until the end of the turn. I gave him some more agility just to round this off up to 40. Again, I didn't really know what else to give him in a common talent. For Abelard, I went for Calm and Steady. So while under the effect of Confident Approach, the one we picked earlier, we get to keep half of the usual bonuses from Versatility, which I guess maybe can make this a little bit more interesting, we'll see. And I also got Dual Weapon Combat. So the character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set, in addition to the usual 1 attack per round. This attack suffers 20 penalty to weapon skill and ballistic skill and costs 1 AP more. We're gonna try this out. Not really sure if I'm gonna use it a lot, but might be useful, might not. Looking at Argenta, I gave her all out, basically making Reckless Rush cost 0. And I gave her more ballistic skill, because we want ballistic skill as high as possible on her. On Idira, I'm going for some experiments here. I went for Sanguine Siphon. Every time the Psyker deals damage, they gain 1 stack of the Sanguine Siphon effect. If that damage was dealt to somebody adjacent, they get 2 stacks instead, and when the Psyker suffers little damage, the stacks of Sanguine Siphon are removed to reduce this damage by 1 for each stack until either all stacks are removed or damage is no longer lethal. The point here is, does this work when she summons a demon? Because if this can prevent her from dying, it could be very cool. If not, well, we will see. I also gave her It Will Not Die, increases wounds by half the card's level. We're up to 107 now. On Pascal, I went for the Manipulator push. So the Manipulator Mechadendrite attacks enemies in close combat, pushing them up to 2 cells away and dealing weapon skill plus int bonus damage. The attack has some armor penetration. It's just a way that I can push people away from me, kind of like the kick on the Arch Militants. I think could come in handy. And then I also gave him Prediction Protocols. So Pascal gains 24%, and this is based, I think, on int. Yeah, int. To dodge reduction and parry reduction with melee weapons. So this is mostly because if I am really gonna get engaged in melee on some kind of occasion, then I have some actual way of hitting my enemies and dealing some damage there. And for Cassia, I'm just kind of picking whatever is left. Threads and Faults. Whenever the enemy fails a recent test against the Navigator's power, attacks against them have 40% more critical hit chance. Effect stacks but is reset on a critical hit. Nothing very special. And Swift Movement for some more movement points. That's all. Let's go to the Emperor's Palm and check out our main quest. So, we've been here before. Let's see this time what changes. I'm gonna quick save. And we are gonna check this out. Lord Captain, the United Corps of the Explorators and Militia Forces is ready to attack the heretics who took over Eufrates II. The commanders recognize Lord Inquisitor's sanction and agree to cede the right of supreme command to you. They ask that you summon a council of war in order to establish a plan of attack. How should we respond? Summoned to the bridge, we will hold a council. Consider it done, your lordship. I will notify the commanders that you are ready to meet with them. Okay, let's see which options we get here. Come on. Thank you. It is a Space Marine and Tech Priest. Really cool. Ah, come on, dude. Oh, it's Opticon! The leader of the Explorators warriors appears on the bridge and the bulkhead trembles beneath his metal gate. He has acquired an... Is it me or did his portrait change? I could be wrong. He has acquired a new set of fearsome armor since the last two of you met, and his mechadendrites are now fitted with more formidable weapons of destruction. Unit Opticon 22 initiating identification official greeting procedure, unlocking the option of strategic data exchange. Torvald Heidenheim. The Emperor's angel who follows in his wake is clad in armor the color of a tempestuous ocean. You hear his voice, throaty and brimming with untamed boldness and strength. Which one of you Huskarls is Corded von Valentius? I am Torvald Heidenheim and I wish to see the mortal who was granted the honor of leading my pack into battle. You face me? Torvald takes a measure of you and nods in satisfaction. I know the habits of a warrior when I see one. You're no indolent yoke. Good. I give my approval. We will hunt the sorry heretics together. You haven't changed, brother Torvald. Uppity and brazen without measure, and you carry yourself on another Drakkar like it's our own. The wolf bursts into booming laughter and bares his long fangs. Such is the breed of leaders, Ulfar. We stand out. 'Tis you, ever lost, who can't find his way when the sun is right over your head. Under the explosion of Torvald's boisterous laughter drowns out Ulfar's stifled yet furious string of curses. Opticon 22, how did you go from overseeing logistics to commanding armies? This command promotion hierarchy status update was executed following the death, decommissioning, deconstruction of the ship Teeth of the Wraith Gear. The fleet's war conclave was cooperating aboard that vessel. Unit Opticon 22 received premature rank promotion modernization to Magus Dominos based on his extensive catalogue of recorded combat engagements. May your service benefit from the updated protocols that were bestowed upon you and the new analytical data that was entrusted to your elucidation. May the Omnissiah Guide operate this unit in his cause, mission, algorithm of service to him. Let us commence this war council. What good is another war council with a cog priest who knows not the joys of battle, who cuts off his parts and replaces them with augments to please his all-knowing master? He will propose again a cowardly plan unworthy of warriors as is the custom of his brethren. Registering a show of impertinence, data insufficiency in regard to the military craft eradication methods of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh, somebody else is joining. Who is that? Aishara. Are you having another fight, gentlemen? How predictable. A woman in power armor, is that power armor? Okay. Walks onto the bridge with an air of superiority around her. You remember seeing her before, in the retinue of Xavier Calcazar when he barged into your chambers after your Magni Assessio. Thank you for not starting without me. Acolyte Aishara dispatched by the Lord Inquisitor to facilitate the operation on Eufrates II. My privileges on this war council are those of an advisor. Heinrich and Aishara exchange glances but do not say a word. You cannot help but notice the furrow that forms on the interrogator's forehead at the sight of his colleague. So, shall we begin our war council or shall we rather wait for heretics to corrupt this planet completely? Okay, Aishara, why are you here? The Lord Inquisitor entrusted me with the task of forging an alliance between the assembled fleet and the forces of the Coxswain's fleet. Once this task is complete, I am to act as an observer and a special operative. And what are the responsibilities as a special operative? I'm afraid Lord Inquisitor did not give me the authority to elaborate on this matter. There is no surprise in my heart. The Inquisition is, as always, too ashamed of its dark deeds to reveal them to honorable fighters. Torvald makes a show of spitting on the floor. Don't spit on my floor, man. Yeah, there will be no spitting aboard my ship. Do I make myself clear, esteemed Torvald? What's this? A show of character? Torvald growls and locks his indignant gaze with yours. Fine. I will respect your wishes, Warlord, but the bitter taste of suspicion burns my mouth. With pointed contempt, he steps away from Aishara. Why did Calcazar choose you? I happen to have some experience with large-scale bloodshed, Rotator. That, and I never fail to deliver the results. What troops can you spare to reinforce our army? The militia forces have already been transferred to Opticon 22. All I have left under my command is a tactical unit explicitly instructed to carry out the Lord Inquisitor's special assignments. I see. It's about time we moved on to discussing how we intend to kill the heretics. I need a complete report on the situation at the front. Eufrates II is a forge world. Manufactorums and extract teams take up most of its surface. Upon corrupting them, disrupting their production algorithm, the heretics enhance their ranks with possessed mechanisms and false, defective, traitorous Skitari, whose protocols were disfigured with indoctrinating scrap code. Our forces have secured minor footholds on the surface, but are unable to deliver an effective blow to the headquarters operations center of the profaners in the Machine Cathedral at the heart of Manufactorum Sigma S13. According to the available data, it is the current location of the arch-heretic, termination target, the Dark Apostle Uralon the Cruel. I want to kill him. We may outnumber the enemy, but ours is a poor warband. All it has is steel curls of the Omnissiah and scantily trained serfs from across the expanse, while our foe is a detestable but nevertheless deadly putrid-hearted traitors from the ranks of the World Bearers, and their vessels protect the Machine Cathedral from orbit. Opticon 22, what do you propose our plan should be? Our strategic analysis points toward a full-scale offensive as the optimal course of action. The losses among the troops, insignificant personnel, laity, will be numerous but will not exceed acceptable parameters. Replenishing such losses will be less arduous than restoring the damage that may otherwise come to the manufactorums. Torvald, what would you do if you were in command of this operation? I would rain down vengeful skies upon the enemy. I would plow the land of Eufrates II with shells, shatter their defenses, level the fortified towers, throw their host into disarray, and in that whirlwind of fury I would lead my glorious pack to pave a path of blood for the Cock Carls. And why have you still not commenced planetary assault? There is a conflict, critical error, categorical lack of understanding of the imperatives of this operation within our chain of command. Unit Torvald Ironhide is in favor of the strategy of mass destruction, which would constitute an unacceptable violation of the right of operation. Every square meter of the manufactorums is sacred of high productivity value. And I kind of agree with him. Which is why the Cockpriest is so intent on hindering and sabotaging our assault by refusing us forces and landing Drakars. But Torvald Ironhide won't fight on the terms of priests. If my battle plan is rejected, the Omnissiah servants can retake the planet themselves. Maybe they think their lives mean nothing compared to their precious cathedrals, but a wolf knows what his life is worth. Well, I also agree with him. Opticon 22. I must say my curiosity is piqued. The explorators are hiding something on that planet, something you refuse to show to anyone and now loathe to destroy. What is it? The Tech Priest's voice creaks stubbornly. Request denied. The Omnissiah's mysteries, procedures, conducted on Eufrates II are to remain undisclosed according to the protocol vow of preservation of the hallowed from the profane. This is why on Fenris we have the priests follow the warriors, not the other way around. The priests never think about the battle ahead, only their tenets and taboos. But a wolf must think only of battle and his enemy's death, not about preserving cathedrals or counting the trophies that await him. Okay, I have heard your opinions on this. Choose your strategy wisely. It's not every day you get to heed the advice of a seasoned warrior, one chosen by the Allfather himself to bring death to the foes of humanity. You two do not get along too well, do you? You read hearts like they're inscribed with runes, Cordant. Torvald lets out a mocking chuckle. 'Tis true, my brothers and I grow tired of this cock-priest and his naysay. For whatever reason, he thinks himself our lord. I concur with this statement. Given that the military action, Sacred Purgative Crusade eradication procedure takes place on a world devoted to the machine god, Unit Opticon 22 insists on his privileged status in the matter of strategy selection. Well, it is their world, so they can kind of do, or they should have a say on what they want to do. At the same time, I do agree that saving lives is more important than saving buildings. But let's see what we have as options here. We have Lord Imperium, we have Logic, and we have Persuasion. Okay? It seems to me, from my observations thus far on Unfair, that the most you need on a skill value is 200. I've never seen anything as high. I mean, this is the toughest one I've seen, minus 100. I've never seen anything higher. Okay, so let's see what the lore. Answer me this, Torvald. If Opticon 22 were to come to Fenris and start ordering you around, what would you do? Torvald is right, however destructive the assault might end up being, it will do nothing compared to the damage that every moment of our hesitation does with the planet. Heresy runs rampant on Eufrates II, and you two would rather waste all our strength on bickering, then you are nothing but fools. Yeah. Torvald's face turns purple, but he cannot come up with a retort. Opticon 22 lowers his head repentantly and lets out a binheric trill. Neither of them can find the words to rebuff your point accusation. I shall now present to you the plan of our assault on Eufrates II. The first step is obvious. We eliminate the machine cathedral's orbital support. But what planetary assault strategy will you choose following the destruction of the enemy's Void Fleet? Okay, so send in all our forces even if it means sustaining heavy losses. A swift onslaught is the key to your victory. We'll begin by bombarding enemy's positions and advance cautiously. We must conserve our troops. What we require is total annihilation. Raise every sacred facility. Holy crap. Okay, let's go like middle ground here. I don't like sustaining heavy losses. I do value life over buildings. So we will begin by bombarding enemy's positions, then advance cautiously. We must conserve our troops. Your plan bores me. This is not the Space Wolves' way of war. I just actually agreed with you. But such cowardly strategies are the limit of the Omnissiah's cock, Carl, so you have my approval. My pack will do all that is asked of it and stand at the vanguard of the assault. Until we meet on the field of battle, Cordant. Torvald looks at Ulfar with a smirk. And I say the same to you, Ulfar Everlost. 'Tis a pity your pack will not share in this glorious victory with us. Ulfar lets out a bestial grumble and says to you, that boastful Grishoff talks too much about my pack. He knows where my brothers are, I can smell it. Before we dive into the carnage, summon him to your ship and let me question him. I wish to hear what he knows, while he still hasn't lost his blathering tongue to the heretics. Strategy confirmed as optimal, updating the Skitarii tactical programs, transmitting this unit's general blessing authorization for offensive action. The Lord Inquisitor will be delighted at the news that some semblance of order was established in the command. I wish you luck, Rogue Trader. Okay. And so, what did we get? The Baleful Howl. Ulfar wishes to speak to Torvald Ironhide about the fate of his pack before the assault on Eufrates II commences. With Rogtrader's approval, he will invite the leader of the Stormbiters to the Von Weiss flagship on a meeting. Okay, so I have to talk... How do I do this? Do I speak with Ulfar?
Let us raise our cups at Vater.
Why do you wish to meet with
In
Torvald?
honor of... If anyone knows where my pack brothers are now, he does. But it is not right to speak of such things within others' hearing. That is why I thought it better to keep silent at the War Council.
Okay, then inform Torvald that he is invited to board the ship.
I thank you, Ed Vater.
These guys are massive. Torvald does not come alone, but with a young brother in arms. With a mocking glance at Ulfar, he bellows. Torvald Ironheart is here. Why have you summoned me, Rogue Trader? Speak to me. Ulfar's usually brash joviality has evaporated from his voice. Know you, Torvald, whether the path of battle has led my pack, the Baleful Howl? You haven't lost your pack, have you ever lost? The young wolf's voice is strong and insolent and richly melodic. He tilts his head in mocking concern, watching Ulfar's complexions change to match the violent shade of his hair. We did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you. Why do you call Ulfar Everlost, and do you know where Ulfar's pack is now? You do not know? I'm not surprised. Brother Ulfar does not care for the moniker. He has had it since his early years in the chapter. When Ulfar underwent his trial of the Cup of the Wolfen, he took so much longer than the others that the rune priests gave him up for lost. Later, he received grievous wounds in raids that sent him into stasis sleep for a long time. Anytime we would pay visit to the Baleful Howl, we would ask, where is Brother Ulfar? And he was always resting. And recently he went missing altogether, lost after an attack on Xenos. Torvald grins mockingly, his long fangs glinting. And forget not to tell of the dire curse that of yore was laid upon the mighty Ulfar. No good death for him is fated, only to one day be lost, bereft of glory and honor. Halbrand declaims the line so sonorously and powerfully that the bulkheads begin to vibrate. Any who cross his path let him regale, and gladly, that proud warrior Halbrand Bladderskite, singer of rumors and fine tattler of tall tales, for he has glimpsed no worthy deeds in his short life. We did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you. Ha! Of course you do. Who would miss a chance to strike up a friendship with the illustrious leader of the equally illustrious Stormbiters? Go on, Halbrand, recite the saga of my exploits, and make sure to include the landing in the Void Kraken's mouth. This is Halbrand the Brave, the most sonorous voice in my pack. Torvald nods a tall wolf who seems to radiate the proud vigor of a warrior. I think you meant to say Halbrand the Braggart, no? For his verses often weave together the truth with his own flights of fancy. Ulfar smiles vindictively, with a viciousness utterly unbecoming of an angel of the Emperor. Now it is Halbrand's turn to blush. As Torvald chuckles, thank you for the correction, Everlost. I reckon we can do without the saga. Are all wolves so hostile towards one another, or is this something personal with two of you? Torvald chuckles. It is only friendly nipping. If there was hatred between us, the walls of this glorious hall would have long since been painted with blood. Such is a warrior's nature, a wolf's nature. When we meet with strength, we test our teeth on it. Ulfar huffs a laugh in response. But there is a personal side to it as well. The Stormbiters have always tried to best the Baleful Howl in the glory of their exploits. Tried and failed, for my pack was and remained superior. They dissemble so sweetly, they would tear each other apart at the first opportunity. Shut up, wretched captive. Halbrand does not even dignify Marajai with a contemptuous glance. He is not a captive. He is the rogue trader's Huskarl. Ulfar averts his gaze. Huskarl, a fine squad you have found for yourself, Everlost. Do you know where Ulfar's pack is now? Feasting with the All-Father in the halls of heroes, I reckon, with Mjod filling their horns with the brim, as valor and loyalty did fill their hearts. Lies! Did you see their bodies? Which of the brothers will avow the truth of these words? Ironhide never lies. The young wolf's arms cuts through the air like an axe, and he angrily points at Ulfar. And you, Everlost, watch your tongue unless you want my dagger to deliver a penance of eternal silence upon you. No, we did not see their bodies, but we heard their ranting and raving, which can only lead to the jaws of Morkai. I would like to know the details. In the battle in which you, Everlost, Arnulf, and Arnulf and Skiadi were captured by the Xenos, the Baleful Howl took prisoners of their own. Under torture, the captive Xenos gave up the star coordinates of where they would go, where to go next. Some important meeting, it seems. The place was far away, deep in the uncharted regions where the servants of the Allfather have never ventured. And your brothers decided to go there. No navigator would dare lead them to those dark places, so your brothers seized a trading boat and voyaged there without a helmsman. They were very brave to look for him. So you abandoned them in their grueling march. Ulfar's voice drops to a menacing rasp. Lower your hackles. I urge them not to throw away their lives in vain. Nothing but death could await them among these malevolent stars. We all came here to serve the Allfather and repay our blood debt, not to die for naught. Or have you forgotten that, Everlost? Ulfar, what will you do with this knowledge? I will not test our friendship, Aitvater. I know that if I call upon you to go with me in search of my pack, I will be taking you away from important battles and the saving of your home. But I want to go with you, man. So I will go alone to seek my brothers. But I will not abandon you in your hour of need. I owe you. When we have defeated your enemies, I will leave you and follow the trail. That trail is bloody and has long since gone cold, Brother Ulfar. There is no need to add another body to its tally. As the leader of the Stormbiters, I call you to our pack. Be a brother to us now. Ulfar gives the peaceably smiling Torvald a penetrating look, his face darkening and his voice dropping low to a bestial snarl. Have you lost your mind, Torvald? I think he's actually being nice. Perhaps it is you who's lost his mind if you are daring to speak so insolently to Ironhide. Albrand's insinuating tone is dripping with such menace that even the drawing of a sword could not have made this threat any clearer. What makes you so certain they are dead? When the Baleful Howl was setting off, we exchanged gifts, our pack runes. Every 10th watch, as priest cast the runes and saw what fate they revealed. 50 watches after the Baleful Howl left, the runes showed calamity. 60 watches after they left, death. Since then, the runes have been voiceless and their patterns hold no meaning. And that's it. The spirits deceive you. Your priest went a little soft in the head and forgot how to read his runes, and for that you give my pack up for dead? Cowards. The runes do not lie, Ulfar, you know this. I am sorry about your brothers, but their fate is clear. They can be behind, like, warp influence, it doesn't mean they're dead. Why do you want Ulfar to join your pack? He is our brother. He should not be left to wander the galaxy in the company of ordinary mortals or alone. Wolves are like sharp knives. We hone ourselves against each other, and without our brothers, Ulfar will rust and grow dull. Be with us, Ulfar, we will take you in. Go to hell, Torvald. They'll take you in there. Torvald, your associate too often speaks when no one has addressed him. Very true. Giving you a disgruntled look, Torvald suddenly cuts you off. When it concerns Wolf matters, Halbrand will speak if he wishes. Do not forget that we are the chosen warriors of the Allfather, Rogue Trader. Treat us like servants at your peril. Ulfar's eyes flash with fury. Stop there, Torvald. This mortal rescued me from captivity and proved his valor. I will not stand here and allow him to be disrespected. So you hold this mortal above your brothers? Being without a pack has turned you feral and stupid, Everlost. I mean, there's merit to both of these. I don't want Ulfar to abandon his brothers. At the same time, I feel like he's being actually nice to him. I would like for it to be a middle ground, like if I could convince them to help him search for his brothers, or if I can help him search for his brothers. So I'm gonna go with this one. Ulfar is right, he is loyal to his brothers. Stay out of Wolf business, Rogue Trader. I will not reveal the coordinates of the place to which your brothers traveled. Respect your alpha, Ulfar. That is an order. You are too quick to call yourself my leader, Torvald. Go and bark commands at your pups. Who are you calling a pup, Everlost? Unlike your pathetic pack, we will soon go into battle and accomplish great deeds. But you, coward that you are, want to shirk your duty. Dude, how has this guy not been punched in the teeth right now? Yep. Ulfar and Halbrand's roars merge into a single word. Duel. Bellow. Stop, soldiers. A harsh shout drowns out the two wolves who are ready to lunge at one another. Quiet, both of you. Have you forgotten where you are? Holmgang can only take place on solid ground, not on a boat. The Void and the Warp are treacherous and unfit to host a duel of the worthy. And secondly, I am your superior, Ulfar, and so I am not asking but ordering you to back up your chest beating with deeds. If the Baleful Howl pack is alive as you say, let it march with the Stormbites in the assault of Eufrates II. Let it display the valor of all the stories tell of. Will you stand alone for other brothers, or have you gone soft? The wolf's leader's tone may be threatening, but you notice a slight glint in his eye. Ulfar, on the other hand, is growling furiously with no matching twinkle in his gaze. We'll see about that. I will prove that the Stormbiters will never be a match for the Baleful Howl. Aitvater, I must be at your side when you depart for the assault. Promise that you will grant me this honor. Ah, goddammit, I don't want him with me. I wanted to take Abelard. I love Abelard. Torvald, why will you simply not tell Ulfar what to look for his pack? Torvald's face seems to sag under a sudden weight. When the Baleful Half left, I became the highest ranking wolf in the Expanse. I am the Alpha, and it is my duty to ensure that not one of the Allfather's chosen warriors loses his life for foolish or fruitless ends. Not even Ulfar. I guess I'll take him with me. I promise Ulfar we will march into battle together. Yeah. If you prove that your words carry more weight than a battle axe, I will tell you where your brothers went. If you fail, you will submit. Torvald's lips curve into a superior smirk. Ah, I didn't want to do this. Ugh. Okay, dude. I'm gonna have to level him up. I'm gonna have to gear him up. Okay, well, I think I'll do that like before the next episode, because that will take a long time. I have to give him 23 levels and I have to gear him up. And I probably don't even have a lot of gear that he can actually use, because he can only use Astartes gear. It's kind of funny that he can use these two weapons. Strange. These are not Astartes weapons. But yeah, the same thing for gear. There is nothing you can use. Yeah, must not have features adapted to Astartes equipment. Okay. I do believe I may have some gear for him that I can purchase. But I mean, even if I don't purchase anything, I think it's fine that he goes with the gear he has. I can basically ignore him during the fights if I so choose. Yeah, there's nothing for him here. But I think other merchants might have it. By the way, do I have any more stuff for you? I do. Oh, nice. 190 points of protection for each sector. Ah, this amount is doubled against enemy kinetic attacks. I'm not even sure what kinetic attacks are. I think I'll use this one. We may have some stuff for him here, although I would have to get some reputation. No, not actually on this one. So who has them? The Drusians? Yeah, the Drusians have it. Adeptus equipment, Adeptus equipment. There was also a cool sword that I had seen. Well, I'll have to look at this before we begin the next one. And okay, I guess I will have an opportunity to play with Ulfar just because of his quest. If he didn't have a quest, I would not take him. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to end the episode here, my friends. Like I mentioned, before I start the next one, I will go over the level up of Ulfar. I'm going to give him some new gear. I may also give some new gear to my main character, especially his ranged weapon, like his two-handed weapon, because I feel like this is kind of weak at this point. Maybe I'll get something with rate of fire, something like that. Like, even this might be better. Yeah. And then we will see what we want to do. Before I finish, though, let me just let me just do this, because otherwise I'm gonna forget it. So this goes there. Okay, cool. 190 shield. And yeah, this will be it. As always, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Rogue Trader. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.